So a science teacher at the tuition centre I work at, he enrolled his son in for SATS prep at the end of last year, and his son was assigned to me. And the father, he was a secondary school teacher. And while he told me that his wife helped their son at home with his work, he was still failing. So at the end of last year, during the mock SATs, the dad told me that his son didn't pass one of his tests and he'd only got low scores in the other one. So they were quite worried about him, especially as this was his youngest child and the siblings were doing quite well in school. So naturally they were concerned. So when the child came to me, he was nervous, he was withdrawn, and he lacked confidence. So much so that actually in a couple of my lessons, the son burst out crying because he got so frustrated that he couldn't do his work. But he was an absolute joy to teach. Lovely child, well-mannered, he listened, he tried, he wanted his dad to be proud of him. And I just couldn't fault him. So a few weeks ago, he had practice tests again at school, and his dad told me afterwards that he'd passed all his tests and he was beaming. And then this week, his dad came back to me and said again that this time his son has actually won certificates for the highest achiever in maths and English in school. And when his son came in for his lesson, I asked him about it, and he told me that he was now the second top child in his class. Honestly, you wouldn't even know that this was the same child that I started teaching a few months ago. Now he's bright, he's smiling and oozing in confidence. But this is the thing I want you to understand. I played my part, but I had a good model to work with. This child wanted to do well. He wanted to please his parents, and he had a lovely bond with his dad. So his parents had already set high standards. The child listened, he followed through, he worked hard because he wanted to make his parents proud. So the foundations were already there for me to build on. So this is a truth that nobody says out loud. When a parent doesn't believe their child can do well, the child already knows that. So when a parent treats the learning like a battle, the child stops trying to win. So it's the mindset that you carry about your child's ability that they absorb. If you want your child to succeed, you have to believe in them before they believe in themselves. Before you get a tutor, before you tutor your child, before you do practice papers, before anything else, you need to get the mindset right. And the rest becomes so much easier. I promise you that.